The NSE All Share Index is trading slightly higher at midday trade, really moving higher because of the gains we're seeing in the oil and gas space. The likes of Seplat, Owando, Conoil are also starting the day fairly higher. And for an update on that market, we have Usoro Essien, head of research at Greenwich Trust, in the studio to give us some perspective. Thank you so much, Usoro, for joining us. I guess a good place to start is those oil and gas stocks. We've seen a huge rally in Q2. Now we're in Q3. Do you think we could see an extension of that rally in this quarter?
Definitely, you will see an extension, especially for those stocks that are not largely overvalued. For those that had like the booms in the rally, stocks like your Fort Oil that did over 250, you've seen a bit of correction via profit taking, and the results that we are expecting to come for H1.
Right.
For some of them, mainly the downstream players that are fully focused on downstream. I'm talking on Total and Mobil. You expect good results to come out for H1. Forecasts for Mobil and Total are actually on the upside in terms of profitability. So you'd expect what you expect to see between now and say the next 2 weeks is position taking ahead of those results. For the companies in that sector that do not necessarily need to audit their accounts, they would release their results in the next 2 to 3 weeks. For those that need to audit, especially the banks, because that's a new trend that's happening. Yeah. H1 results are being audited, would come towards the end of the month. So during that period, spurred by improved performances in H1, you should see a bit of a rally. Yeah.
So you think this is a good time to enter the market if you're not in already?
Well, if you're not in already, I always would say you're almost late, but it's a good time to enter the market. Definitely is. This is the quarter from our outlook that we predicted would have the strongest rally. Q1, Q2, and Q2 have already come to play, so we expect Q3 to follow suit.
Right, so in Q2 we saw the market up about 9%. Are you saying you expect the rally in this quarter to beat that?
Definitely. The rally in Q2 could only correct the year-to-date losses to put it back at par. This rally, you actually expect to bring the year-to-date positive, at least strong single-digit positive. Yeah.
All right. And if we talk about concerns, the things that could mar this Q3, I just talked about a story relating to terrorism. I mean, how big do you think that will be a concern for investors in this quarter?
Well, we're lucky that on the fiscal side, it's security. It's security that's the major, the insecurity actually, that's the major threat. And it has been sporadic for a while, and they've started attacking Abuja again. It has not really been a threat to investors per se, because it has not stopped investment activities. Our fixed income instruments, there's high liquidity there. We've seen yields at record low levels in the past like 2 years now. Bonds are below 12%. T-bills are still hovering around the 10% level. So that tells you there's still a lot of interest for our fixed income and even equity instruments. Right. So it's sad, but it's not really dampened the market.
Right. So in a sense, the market has gotten used to these things, right?
Yes, the market has. The real risks are things like where monetary policy would be going to if the interest rates can really be lowered, which we don't think they can be this year, though, and the exchange rates. It's interesting what the CBN is doing with the exchange rates in the new policy around the BDC restrictions.
Right. So and one thing that clearly we haven't seen that hasn't been factored in is this Q2 numbers from the banks in particular, and let's just focus on that a little bit. What are your broad expectations there?
Okay, for the top tier banks, we're largely bullish for most of the banks except two. We are not too bullish on two banks for the performance in H1. We're bullish for.
Would be which ones?
We're not too bullish on First Bank for its results for H1, and we are not so bullish for Access also. We are bullish for GT, we are bullish for Zenith, and we are really bullish for UBA. For the mid-tier, it's also a mixed basket. We're bullish for Diamond, bullish for FCMB, bullish for Sky, and bullish for Sterling Bank.
Right.
Yeah. So. Okay.